Hey, what is up heroes, and welcome to our top 5 best fan games and ROM hacks of 2016. We did this last year and it went down really well, and this year I have played so many more ROM hacks and fan games. This list was super hard to make. Now remember, these are my personal opinions. These are some ROM hacks and fan games I really enjoy. Just because I like them doesn't mean you might like them. And if your favorite ROM hack or fan game doesn't make the list, chances are I might not have played it because there are so many ROM hacks and fan games out there. I haven't played all of them. With all that said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this top 5. If you do, smash the like button and let's get into this list. Coming in at number 5, we have a fan game called Pokemon Alabaster version. Now Alabaster's on this list because I find this fan game very interesting. It's very story driven and it's very well written. The story just keeps you engaged the whole time. The story is also very unique. Basically, in this world, not everyone is a trainer. Basically, being a trainer is a privilege, and to make it living as a trainer, it's very hard, and people who do become a trainer are basically looked up to. And you start your journey off at school, and you spend a large amount of time at this school trying to become a trainer, and some events happen. Not going to spoil anything, but it's really interesting. This game is also full of optional side quests, which are great. You can miss these, which kind of sucks, but if you really explore the game, you can find all these awesome little quests that are really fun to do. Also, it offers one of my favorite things in video games, and that is multiple choices. You can choose to join this team or that team, and it's just absolutely incredible. I love it when games do that, and this game is just fantastic. Just to note, this is actually a demo. It's not actually complete yet, but there is 3 gym badges, and that doesn't seem like a lot, but that actually is in this game a lot of content, because after about 10 hours is when you get your first gym badge, and that may sound really boring, but trust me, if you really love story-driven games, this is something you should definitely give a go to. At number 4, we have a ROM hack called Pokemon Eclipse version. To me, Pokemon Eclipse version could easily become one of the greatest ROM hacks ever. The story is just really interesting and flows really well. It's just a simple story, and that's not simple in a bad way. It's simple as in, it's not over the top. It's not just, here's a legendary Pokemon for the sake of being a legendary Pokemon. It tells a story really well without going too overboard. I find it really interesting that your character is just trying to follow in the footsteps of your ace trainer father, which is really cool. And some of the events in-game are really awesome and don't actually rely on legendary Pokemon to be interesting. The game also has a nice selection of Pokemon ranging from Generation 1 to 6, and I'm a sucker for it because you can get my favorite Pokemon in the game, so that's always a bonus. But seriously, this game is a really interesting, nice paced game. I highly recommend giving this ROM hack a go because there's only one ROM hack that beats it. And that ROM hack is number 3, Pokemon Gaea. Now, if you've been around the channel for a while, you know I absolutely love Pokemon Gaea. I think it is the best ROM hack ever. Why do I think that? Well, one, the story is absolutely incredible. The pacing is just perfect. I never felt bored playing this game. It's got Mega Evolution, and it's not done like how previous ROM hacks have done Mega Evolution, where you just give a Pokemon a Mega Stone, they evolve, and you have a permanent Mega. They actually put the mechanic of evolving or Mega Evolving during battle, which is incredible. The game looks absolutely gorgeous. The sprites, the textures, it looks just fantastic. It really does. I cannot say enough good things about Pokemon Gaea, and there's quite a lot of content here. I hope to God it's almost finished, because we got up to I think 7 gym badges last time I played. It is a really good game, and I cannot wait for this game to be finished because I want to play through it again because it's just that good. Absolutely fantastic ROM hack. If you have not played it, 100% fix that. Go and play it right now. At number 2, we have a fan game that was number 1 last year, and that is Pokemon Insurgence. Now, my opinion on this could easily change because I believe the game's almost finished, but right now, recording this video, the game isn't finished, but from what I've played and what's being teased on Twitter with the new Delta Pokemon, this game, absolutely fantastic. 100% you need to play it, but if you haven't played it yet, I would recommend waiting a little bit just to see if this game gets finished, and then you can go ahead and play it all at once and experience this whole thing all together, and it'll be absolutely incredible. But why is this fan game so good? Well, the story, fantastic. It's about cults trying to take over the world, different cultists following different legendary Pokemon. Really awesome story. It has Delta Pokemon. If you don't know what Delta Pokemon are, imagine a lowland Pokemon. Basically, Delta Pokemon are different forms of previous Pokemon, and it's not just exclusive to Kanto like Alolan forms. There are so many different Delta forms, and they are absolutely fantastic. You can find one of your favorite Pokemon, and it looks better typing, better moves and stuff. It is just so much better. Not only that, this game actually has custom Mega Evolution, so you get Mega Flygon, which is absolutely incredible. Mega Zoroark, my favorite Pokemon, gets a Mega, which is awesome. And another cool feature about this game is you can get armor for your Pokemon, like Armor Zekrom, Armor Flygon. It's just so sweet. This game has a lot of amazing features, And if you've not seen anything about Insurgence, 100% you need to change that. Like, watch someone's LP, I've done an LP, or wait until the game comes out and play it because it's so good. But if this is so good, what is going to be number 1 then? So at number 1, but before we get to number 1 actually, we're going to have a few honourable mentions. So first honourable mention is a ROM hack called Pokemon Life. Now the reason this is an honourable mention is because it's an alpha, it's literally about an hour's worth of gameplay, but this game looks absolutely beautiful for a ROM hack, and it's got some cool little features. Like, it's like a traditional RPG where you have save points, and if you white out, you return back at the previous save point. So it's a little bit harder than a normal Pokemon game, but I kind of like that feature because I'm a huge RPG fan. I'm kind of used to that little system. The story for this ROM hack is actually really nice as well, and the gameplay is pretty solid. I do recommend giving it a go if you've got a spare hour or so, but 100% if it was like in a beta or had like a lot more content, it might have even been on this list because it looks beautiful. It's just everything right about this game is just so right, to be honest. Next we have a fan game, Pokemon Celestite. Now Celestite almost made this list. If this was a top 6, 100% this would be the 6th spot. Celestite's got like a really cool story which I really fell in love with, and it looks beautiful, and you should definitely follow them on Twitter because they've been teasing a few things that's going to be coming to the game soon. I don't want to spoil too much, but it involves the Reggies and you might want to check it out. Also, there is a new Rotom form in the game called Rotom Sound, and it's got a giant speaker system, and like I said before, follow them on Twitter because they've teased another Rotom form, and this one probably my favorite Rotom form ever because it just looks so good. 100% check out Pokemon Celestite. And the last honorable mention has got to be Pokemon Ash Gray. So much content here, but it basically follows the Pokemon anime from season 1 to the Orange Islands, and even includes the first movie and the second movie. If you're really in the mood to play a Pokemon game and relive the anime, 100% give Pokemon Ash Gray a go because it is absolutely perfect. If you play it the way the anime is, you have such a great time seeing all these events and stuff. The dialogue is pretty much the same as the anime. It's such a fantastic ROM hack. 100% give these 3 honorable mentions a go because they're all super fantastic. So back to number 1. What is number 1? Well, you might have guessed it, Pokemon Uranium. Now what can I say about Pokemon Uranium? It is an absolutely phenomenal game. It really is. If you haven't seen my playthrough of it, I 100% recommend watching that because I felt like that was like my best playthrough ever. I had such a fun time playing this game. The story for this game, super good. The Fakemon, all of them look absolutely beautiful. They even introduced a new type called Nuclear type. Not going to spoil too much about it, but it's linked to the story of the game. That's why I don't want to talk too much about it. But there is a new evolution in the game, Nucleon, which is a nuclear type obviously. And that Pokemon, favorite Pokemon in Pokemon Uranium, 100%. Super OP, it really is. I feel like Pokemon Uranium is now that game that every Pokemon fan has to play. Like when you say to someone, have you played Pokemon Platinum? And they're like, no. And you're like, oh my god, you haven't played Pokemon Platinum? To me, I say, if you haven't played Pokemon Uranium, what is wrong with you? This game is absolutely incredible. Now, unfortunately, the download links have been taken down for this, but if you go around, there might be someone who's still got it and put it up for you, but there's no official links for the game, so be careful if you try and download it. But it's well worth the risk because this game, 100% worth a play. Only downside is the post-game isn't finished. Like, you got the whole main story, which is amazing, and there's a few post-game things you can do, like capture a few legendary Pokemon. But there was a museum where I saw 3 legendary Pokemon that looked so good, and the post-game story for them doesn't exist. During my playthrough, I had a few comments from people telling me that there's actually people still working on the game to actually finish the post-game. So if that is true, 100% pick this game up, and then when the updates come, just play along with the updates because this game, well worth a play. 100% fantastic. I cannot say enough good things about this. I think I'm just like rambling on right now because this game is just so good. Well, there you go guys, that's my top 5 Pokemon fan games and ROM hacks of 2016. And if you guys have any suggestions on ROM hacks or fan games to play, leave them down in the comments down below for myself or other people who want to find some games to play. One thing I will say, I know there's a ROM hack coming out in December called Pokemon Prism that looks absolutely amazing. Gonna give that a go 100% when that comes out. So that is one for you guys to look out for. Thank you guys for watching, have a great day, peace.